Everyone, what's up? SlugfestWizard. Getting back to business, and here we go. Alright, this Saturday at the Prudential Center at New York, New Jersey is UFC 128, Mauricio Shogun Hua versus Johnny Bones Jones as the main event. And I'm here to do my picks, my predictions on that. Just something quick to get it out there, because some things that I really wanted to say about it. Originally, it was supposed to take place in Abu Dhabi, but that was dismantled. The place that hosted UFC 112 in Abu Dhabi has been taken apart. And now we've got this. Originally it was going to be Rashad Evans, but after Jon Jones choked out Ryan Bader at UFC 126, good win, he was called in. He got the call. I think this very well could be too much too soon for Jon Jones, but it's still a very intriguing matchup which could potentially have fireworks in it. So, okay, from the top, Mauricio Shogun Hua. He went 12-1 in Pride, was recognized by many as the top 205-pound fighter in the world, ran through Nogueira, Little Nog, not Big Nog, but Hazurio. Beat Alistair Overeem twice, and his only loss was to Mark Coleman. And then he showed up and then got some more knee surgeries, and since his debut on the UFC, he's kind of had a roller coaster of a career, but now he's back on top of that track. And he really surprised me in both of his fights against Lyoto Machida, in which the first one I picked him to lose, but Mauricio Shogun Hua went in there, was unafraid of anything, and put Machida away. Semi-retired Chuck Liddell took him out first round, and has just reclaimed his status and his killer instinct, but he will be good, and was kind of in the same place that Jon Jones is when Shogun was 23. Jones is also 23 at this time, and already he gets a title shot. Okay, yeah, I keep saying, Shogun is also coming off another damn knee surgery, and that is why Jones is mostly the favorite, even though I am still surprised that Jon Jones is the favorite coming into this fight. So Johnny Bones Jones, he quickly rising star in the UFC. Everybody's, knows him. His only loss was a disqualification to Matt Hamill. Illegal 12-6 elbows and all. But other than that, he's been, throwing people around, hitting them with spinning back elbows, faking takedown attempts, and against Bader, controlled him on the ground effortlessly. He keeps making it look easy, but he has not yet faced a striker or truly a traveling man competitor like Shogun Hua. So, yeah, Quentin Rampage Jackson also turned the fight down as well, and let's see, he was a New York State Public High School Athletic Association, a Division I state championship at Endicott High School. I'm talking about Jon Jones now, in 2005. It's cool, and he comes on the scene, beats Andre Guzman, Stephan Bonner, and Jake O'Brien. A lot of people are picking him, but in this fight, normally I would pick Jon Jones. I've picked him every single time up to now, but I can't because I'm done picking against Shogun or doubting him. Even Shogun, just slightly below his prime, I think should be able to beat Jon Jones. I see Jon Jones is kind of flashy, karate, or no, it's not karate. His kind of kung fu type style that he does, I don't see that, getting the Shogun's head. I see Shogun walking through and trying to stay on his feet, trying to pick Jon Jones apart, and I believe he will. And at that point, Jon Jones will probably consider mostly going for takedowns. I do not see Jon Jones standing and wanting to go toe-to-toe with a striker like Shogun with his Muay Thai background, his clinch work. I see Jones trying those takedowns, and I see him getting several of them. He might win one round, or he might win at least points based on that. But I see Shogun getting back to his feet, or sweeping and catching Jon Jones with a submission, and for the first time, Jon Jones will not be in control of a fight, and at that point I see Shogun successfully defending his title. So I'm going to pick Shogun to win. I wish Jon Jones the best of luck. It would be fantastic if somehow he could win. Not so fantastic for the Greg Jackson camp, because Rashad Evans has gone on record saying that if Jon Jones wins, he will divorce them. So I hope Shogun wins, even though I'm a fan of Jon Jones. I like him a lot. But I've got to pick Mr. Hua to defeat Jon Jones sometime before round 4 via submission due to some variation of a leg lock, maybe a heel hook or a knee bar, because he caught Kevin Randleman with one like that. So yeah, that's what I see happening. And I hope this will end up kind of being like how, you know, St. Pierre lost to Matt Hughes the first time and came back and smashed him in one round. No, in the second round. So good luck to both guys. Okay, next fight. The poster boy for the WEC, Uriah Faber, taking on Eddie Wineland. Eddie Wineland on a 4-fight winning streak. I don't want to get into this fight too much. Uriah Faber had an unforgettable title run as the former featherweight champion. Now he's fighting at the bantamweight, and he's making his debut. His losses are to Jose Aldo, in which Jose Aldo completely took him apart and demolished him for 5 rounds. That's cool, no shame in there. And he also lost to Mike Brown twice. Other than that, he has victories over Jens Pulver, Bibiano Fernandez, and he did lose to Tyson Griffin back in the day. So I'm going to pick Uriah Faber to just be way too much for him. I see Uriah Faber wanting to keep this fight on the ground against Eddie Wineland, because Eddie's stand-up is pretty good, decent. So Faber by unanimous decision or knockout round 2. And Jim Miller versus Kamal Shalores. I'm surprised Jim Miller hasn't yet gotten a title shot yet, but again, in the lightweight division, we still have to take care of the Frankie Edgar versus Gray Maynard fight 3. We're going to see that this year too. So with Jim Miller coming off a very impressive submission victory over Charles Oliveira, I've got to go with Miller here. He's going to have the better ground game, so I'm going to pick him to defeat the guy from Iran, Kamal Shalores, by submission in round 3, early round 3. So Miller should be able to get this. He's on a 6-fight winning streak too. So Dana White needs to, you know, maybe show him some love. No, I didn't mean that in that way, you know. So okay, Nate Marquardt versus Dan Miller. Marquardt has kind of fallen from grace with recent losses to Yushin Okami in not a very exciting fight, and he also got out-wrestled by Chael Sonnen. He did have a quick win over Damian Maia, and a quick, kind of, weird win over Husamal Parhales, but, yeah. So that's how it goes. He's fighting Dan Miller. Miller, who was able to save his UFC career. He was on a 3-fight losing streak and somehow got back into the UFC. Lost to Michael Bisping, Damian Maia, and Chael Sonnen. Dan Miller got outstruck by Damian Maia, a jiu-jitsu master, but he beat John Salter and Joe Dirksen. Hold on, let me see. It's Joe Dirksen. Is he still with the UFC? Yeah, he lost to C.B. Dalloway and Dan Miller. Oh yeah, he was released. Oh man. Oh well, Dan Miller must be on Dana White's good side. So I'm going to pick Nate Marquardt to win this by unanimous decision, in which I don't see it winning the fight of the night bonus. And we've got Mirko Cro Cop versus Brendan Schaub. Mirko Cro Cop coming off a dull fight with Frank Mir, in which he looked bored, he looked, you know, not in it, and even in the fights when he wins, people are like, oh, Mirko Cro Cop is done, he's not going to do it. I hope Cro Cop wins this fight, but